We lagging, I'm messing up, it's my fault, but we gotta hurry up and get there, and I see y'all when I see y'all, man, for sure. What's going on, y'all, man? We back with another platinum hit, man, another banger, man. I got my boy Bred, man, One Way Photography behind the camera, man. You know, every time we link up, man, we gonna do something good, do something great, man. So we got a surprise today, as you can tell by the title and see by the thumbnail. That's why you probably click on the video. But other than that, yeah, we outside right now of the Annex building and stuff like that. And I don't want to say too much until we do what we finna do, but all I'm gonna say is make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button. We got a lot of platinum hits on the way, a lot of great hits on the way. And other than that, new single out now, Deadline Freestyle. So make sure to hit the link in the description. Yes, hit the link in that description. And once you do, man, you'll be amazed. We even dropping vlog hits and music hits, so you do not want to miss anything like that in that nature. But other than that, we finna go to where we finna go to, and let's jump into the video, man, for sure. We made it. I know we was at the wrong spot and everything, and it just got crazy a little bit, but we finally made it. We are here, and we do got a special guest with us today, and I'm gonna let her go ahead and introduce herself.
Hey everyone, my name is State Representative Elaine Sena-Cortez. I represent District 62, which is the heart of Hobbs, Sanger Street to the forefront of Lovington. And I'm just so excited to have you here with me today, so let's go.
Hey, I'm excited, so let's go ahead and walk in. She's gonna walk us through everything, and we're gonna see what's up. So,
office is located here at the City Annex. We got some great space here. And this is our front office, and I have an amazing district legislative aide that the state now provides. Her name is Valeria Trevino. She just graduated with her master's. She's from the University of the Southwest, and I'm really grateful to have her. She's out working and running some errands. I also share a space with Senator David Gallegos, and here's my office right here. So.
You know what? And I do got a question though. Like, did they just like what you call that? Do something with this carpet? Like, this is a nice aesthetic in here. Like,
it's clean carpet, right? So,
I love it.
I think so. We get it cleaned every week, and they shampoo it pretty often. I couldn't have carpet in my house because I have a 3-year-old and a golden doodle, and so we had to actually tile everything because with 2 toddlers, with a dog and a kid, it's just carpet doesn't work, especially this color. So
wow, yeah.
I'm impressed that we've kept it this clean, but it does get shampooed.
Oh, okay, yeah, because this is clean right here. This is a nice aesthetic. That's what I was telling him. It's a nice aesthetic. I love it in here. But what I was going to ask you, so what made you get into everything like this? Like, did you always desire to be who you are today when you was a little girl?
So, no. I was about 26, and my mom, who has now passed away from cancer, she was alive at the time, and God was working on my heart. I was actually in the nonprofit industry as an educator and working overseas, taking groups of kids and adults to work in, South America, South Africa, Central America, visiting AIDS hospices and sharing our faith. And I was about 26 years old, and God spoke to me that I would be in politics one day. And I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't know what God was going to do. And I remember I was so excited and moved to emotion. I took my mom out to eat, and I said, God's going to use me one day, and I'm going to be in office. I don't know which office, and I don't know how, and I don't know when, but God's going to use me. And like every supportive mom, she cried, and she's like, I believe it, and God's going to use you to touch thousands. And it was amazing. But nothing happened, and I stayed in the nonprofit industry. I pursued my master's at the time, eventually my doctorate. I decided to get married, and about 35, when my mother was getting ready to pass from cancer, I was going to just sign myself up for grief counseling because I knew I was about to lose my best friend and my mentor. And as I was navigating grief with my counselor, I said, God's doing something in me, and I'm going to pursue politics. And I hadn't pursued my doctorate yet, and I was like, and I also am going to pursue my doctorate. I'm going to become a doctor in my field. And they were like, everyone was like, don't you want to grieve like in a more relaxed way? Why would you want to pursue these things? And I was like, well, God laid it on my heart. And so as I was going through grief counseling, I enrolled into the doctoral program and started pursuing politics. And something you should know is I ran for office the first time and lost huge. Lost to Representative Larry Scott at the time, who's now Senator Scott, and lost by, I always tell people, oh, it was just a little bit, but it was a lot.
Wow.
And I knew that God had called me to do it. And so even after my first big loss, I picked myself up and said, God called me to this position, and when the opportunity arises, I'm going to run again.
Hey, that's how you do it. There you go. There you go. And what I love right there, man, is anybody watching right now, you have to allow God to be able to direct your path, and that's what I'm big on. This whole channel, we're gonna put God first and everything, and that's how I love, and that's what I love about you, is that you letting them know that God did this and God did that, and I just want to let them know that anything happen in life is because of God, whether you see it or not. But I do want to say is that being in politics and everything like that, is there certain things that you can't say about God and stuff like that?
You would think, but in my role, I'm more of a person that asks for forgiveness than for permission. And if someone doesn't like it, then it's already done. It's already out there. So one of my slogans for my campaign is God, Country, New Mexicans. And
Right.
that just sets the standard of what my campaign is all about. And me being a state representative is it's God first. God, and then family, and then career and ministry. So it's just what it is. And so when they ask me to go speak in schools or at the colleges as a guest speaker, not in my professor position, then I tell people about God and tell people about my story and what He's done for me.
So when did you get to a point where you wouldn't, because it's some people that want to go to schools and speak in front of people and everything like that. Was you ever embarrassed or shy?
So I'm a preacher's kid, right? So I've never seen a mic I didn't like. I've been on the microphone since I was about 4.
What your brother said the
Yeah.
same thing. He said the same thing.
We're
Dang.
preacher's kids.
Okay,
And so,
right.
I sang in the church. I sang in the church band from the time I was like 13 into my early 20s. And the beauty of that is I can't sing to save my life, but I got a big personality, so
Wow.
they put me on the microphone, and then when it came time to sing, they just lowered my mic, so
wow.
people thought I could sing, but I couldn't. So I love being on the microphone, but in my nonprofit work, my background is running nonprofits and working in education, and so I've been speaking to kids and people my whole life, and that's my background. And what I do for my day job, I'm a full-time professor at University of the Southwest, and I teach a variety of business courses from undergrad, master's to doctoral classes now, and then I'm part-time at Eastern New Mexico University, and then I run my own consulting business, Sena Cortez Consulting, and then my legislative work is what I do for free. New Mexico is one of the last states in the United States that doesn't pay their legislators. So you're in my legislative office and seeing my role as a legislator, and I do that part of my life consumes the majority of my life, but that's the part I do for free. So I get paid $0.
So that you brung up so you say you are a professor for business?
Yes.
And so that's just business in general, right?
So I teach a myriad of business courses. It can be anything from leadership to ethics to business law to human resources to global marketing to regular marketing to management classes, capstone classes, nonprofit leadership, you name it. Multicultural leadership.
So do you help people on how to be able to manage finances?
So finances, I don't teach specific finance courses, but some of the work that I have in capstone classes include them doing financial statements. But the area of finances is not my specific expertise. My doctorate is in strategy and innovation.
Okay.
So, and then my master's and my undergrad was in business administration with a minor in marketing. So those are my areas of expertise.
Wow.
But some of the courses do have financial statements and involve finances.
So if you had to give us a lesson today, everybody, what's one of the lessons that you teach during class and everything like that that will be helpful to everybody? That'll be helpful to everybody.
Well, the first one, because you were asking about finances, number one is don't spend more than you make. That's just the basics.
Yeah.
And then another piece is presentation is key, like with marketing, right? Like you've got the whole style of being a digital creator, you got the glasses, your jacket, but presentation is key, right? And then you come in and there's a certain vibe coming into my legislative office, right? And so something I always tell my students, you may not have the best information that you're presenting, but if you've got the right formatting and you've got the right look and you're doing the most with your presentation, it automatically levels up the information that you're providing because people are looking at the whole package, right?
Right.
So
wow. No, I'm glad you said that because I was gonna come up here and I was gonna come here with a whole different fit. I changed.
Well, look at you. You look like a digital creator.
So look, but to be honest though, and just for preferences of what you were saying, if I would have came up here with some shorts and just some slides and a t-shirt, how would you have took me?
Well, I'm
not saying that you discriminating.
Not at all. But I want to say this, Sovereign. The viewers should know I double booked this meeting, and so I'm just thrilled you caught me in a suit. I'm glad I showered for this meeting. So I wasn't worried about you being in slides. I was worried that I took a shower before this meeting.
Okay, gotcha.
A lot of my meetings were on the phone today, and so I had office work, and I stepped out for this meeting. And so anyway, you may have been judging me, Sovereign. I showed up in slides.
No, because I'm telling you that was and I was thinking but no, man, we're going to talk with the representative and stuff like that, man. Let me chill. I'm tripping, because you're right, because presentation is key.
Does.
And even has the outlook on your business too as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The way you look, the way your business will look. Even if your business can be, doing smoothly and everything like that, or your business can be doing bad. But if you
have a certain appearance and vibe and aesthetic, it changes it, right?
There you go.
So, I believe that the Bible says that God looks at the heart, but man looks at the appearance. And so you gotta take a shower and show up and be dressed as your best.
You're right.
And give it your best, because man looks at the outside.
That's true. And I got another question though. So anything outside of what you are doing right now, and the things that you have mastered and things that you're still mastering, have you ever did anything outside of this? So as far as what I can say, sports and stuff like that?
Well, yeah, when I was in high school, I played basketball. I was the point guard.
Okay.
And then I played volleyball. So I played basketball up until 9th grade, and then I played volleyball until I was a senior in high school.
Wow, so you like the volleyball better than basketball?
How did you know? Because I went longer?
Yeah, because you went.
Yeah, and I'm only 5'3" and a little bit, not enough to say 5'3" and a half. And so basketball, I always ended up on the floor because I was scrappy. And so
so you were fighting?
Oh, 100%. So not just as a representative, but get me on that basketball court. So yeah, I always fouled out. I ended up with some black eyes on the basketball court, because I'm a fighter. So the volleyball court was a lot better for me physically because it put a separation between me and the opponent. So.
Wow. Dang, and what's crazy is that you wouldn't think that though. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't think hey, you were fights out there actually getting fights?
For the ball, I tried not to make it personal, but if we were both after the ball,
right.
But you forget, we can dress it up and look a certain way and polish it up. But I grew up in South Hobbs. Okay. I lived on Salmon Street. I went to the highest risk school, which was Southern Heights.
Okay.
I grew up with few resources. It was a family of 5 in a 2-bedroom home. And something my dad said, it's okay to start off needing help, but you shouldn't stay where you need help forever.
That's true.
And so I grew up there, and I thought I will make it out of this neighborhood. And so just because I grew up rough, I decided I didn't have to answer rough, and that I could choose a different life for myself. And I remember being in 1st grade and being like, oh my gosh, I've got to figure my life out.
Right.
And so that's when I knew that, my choices created the life that I wanted. And so I knew that it was up to me at that point. And so I worked 4 jobs to pay for my bachelor's degree. the job I worked for paid for my master's.
That's real good. That is great, and that's a blessing right there. And speaking of that, and kind of stemming off that, did you ever get in a fight in school?
Yeah, I got in a couple.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Wow.
someone that is this small that runs their mouth, I got in some fights.
Dang.
So then after that, I really learned to make friends with the toughest kid in school.
Wow.
And then they
that's
had my
beautiful.
back so that I could still run my mouth, and I knew I had defense.
Wow. So I know when people look at you just because, and I'm experience of me, and everything like that. A lot of people, because the way I carry myself and stuff like that, and just in the way of confidence and boldness and everything like that. Do you ever get the people that come to you and be like, they thought you were bougie? Like you was too uppity for them, but then when they finally meet you, they like, you know what, man? Elaine is the best person I'd have ever met in my whole entire life, and I just thought she was just,
I love that you asked that. So I've never been in an interview where someone asked me, "Did other people think you're bougie?" But yes, 100%.
Yeah.
And then the moment they get to know me, they're like, "Oh, she's real people." Like
Right.
you see what I mean? I grew up in the hood. Just to paint the picture of how I grew up, we had a prostitute who conducted her business out by the hour on one side, and if that wasn't bad enough, we had a house of gang members on the other side. They were always causing problems, and if that wasn't bad enough, we had drunks in the backyard that fought their roosters and pit bulls.
Yeah.
So I grew up looking out my bedroom window like, ooh, I got 5 cents on that one, in the house, seeing who was going to win out of the roosters and the pit bulls. And so, yeah, people sometimes can think I'm bougie, but once they get to know me, they're like, oh, yeah, no, she's real.
Cause he asked me before he came. He said, "Is she mean?" Like, is she mean? And I told him, man, like I love mean people. Like I love people that that is mean and everything like that, because I feel like I can make a mean person.
You can win them over?
Yeah, win them over to make them be like, you know what, man, I was mad today, but you made me a little happy.
You're my kind of people. Because same, I look for people that are a challenge, and I'm like, I can win them over. Same thing in the House of Representatives. Like, I'm Republican, and I'm a minority in the House of Representatives, and my goal is always to win over Democrats. And we think differently. Our views here in southeastern Lee County are so different than the views up north. And it was my goal from day one is I'm going to win some of these Democrats over. And so, it was unheard of for a Republican like me, who was in my first year, to even pass a bill to become law. But my first year, I co-sponsored a bill with a Democrat, and it became law.
Wow.
And now it's one of our laws in New Mexico, and who would have thought? And it was because I was willing to work with the other side and change someone's opinion about Republicans.
Wow. That's deep. I wanted to get up because I think my butt was hurting a little bit though. But you know what, man? I would love to so to be able to get into the position you in and everything like that. How do you get here?
We got to win an election. And so I told you earlier, I lost my first, and I knew that God had called me to run for office. And so I decided to run again. And so running for office is the most work you will ever do in your life for free. And so that means calling people to ask for their votes. That means walking 4 to 5, sometimes 6 hours a day, door to door, asking for people's votes. That means sending mailers. That means working with the team, working with volunteers. It means convincing people that you would be the right person to represent them in this position.
Wow.
And
Dang.
just to say that, my first election, I lost, I would say by a little bit, which was a lot.
Yeah.
But my second election was a 3-way primary, and I won by 42 votes. And so when people say, oh, my vote doesn't matter, oh, yes, it does, because I barely won. So your vote does 100% matter.
So for the people that don't vote, they should vote, huh?
Yes.
Dang, bro. They should vote. That's what I'm saying. Y'all gotta vote because the vote matters. Because it really helps when people don't know that. People that's like, it's all a scam or fake. It's really real.
No.
But let's talk about this picture right here, though. Talk to me about how was you feeling when
I took that picture?
When you took that picture.
Okay, so that picture was it's my legislative photo, and I have to move to Santa Fe to represent Hobbs every year for the legislative session. So it was my first 60-day session, and I'm living in Santa Fe, and everything is way different. We're in oil country here, and up there, you know, a lot of them dislike the oil industry, even though the oil and gas industry funds 52% of the state's budget. So that picture right there, I'm referred to as a rookie or a freshman, you know, a freshman legislator. And so I was exhausted. I was going to bed late at night, waking up at 4 a.m. every day to study my bills, prepare for committee. We do pre-committee, we do regular committee, and then we do the House floor sessions. And sometimes we work 12 to 14 hours a day. And so getting dolled up for a photo, I remember in that picture, I was like exhausted. I did my hair, I did the most. And I was starting to get my grounding, like my footing, you know. I was about a month in. It was a 60-day session, so 2 months, but I was about a month in. I was still new, referred to as a rookie/freshman, but I was starting to feel my footing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you walked in, were they like,
No, everyone was shocked because I showed up with a red blazer, and obviously I like loud clothes. And I'm also one of the youngest in the House of Representatives in the Republican caucus, and so I'm 43 years old, but everyone's like, you're such a baby. Right. So they think I'm so young and all the things, which is funny because I had my daughter when I was 40 years old, and my daughter's doctor refers to me as a geriatric mom, meaning I'm really old.
Wow.
And so I'm always like, y'all think I am such a baby in the House of Representatives, you should go talk to my daughter's doctor because he thinks I'm really old.
Dang, that's crazy. I can't walk. I can't walk on that.
Yes, you can. You can walk on that. It's a rag.
It looked so nice. You know, it's something that you didn't want to put your feet on.
No.
But yeah.
We got it from Etsy.
Oh well, that's just clean though. But okay, but everything like I was gonna say was so do you know how to dance?
Yeah, I know how to dance. I was also on a dance team.
For real?
So give me an 8 count and I can whip it out.
Really?
Yes.
So look, I got.
I mean, I'm not gonna dance for you, but don't be putting on an R&B song because then I won't be able to help myself.
No. Would you want to do a dance with me real quick? It's very easy.
What's the dance?
Okay, let me show you. Just so, cause hey, she can dance, guys. Let's put up to the test. It's not a hard dance. It's like a stepping dance. Okay, look. Okay, I dropped a song called, cause I'm also a musician, and I dropped a song called "Gave My Life to Christ." And so this is the dance, right? Okay, let me go to my Instagram. Okay.
Cannot believe you have me.
Uh-oh.
We gotta give God praise for this, you know what I'm saying? I'ma hit my R. Kelly, but in God, you hear me? Listen, I said right, left, back, front, now jump, rock,
remember all that.
So
look, we're basically going right, left, back, front, and then you just kind of do a baby step, and then you just kind of dance a little bit, just rock, and then you hit another step over here, then dance with it, okay?
Okay, so let's do it again. So right, left, back, front. Oh, so
now,
front.
So we do 2 back.
Okay, so it's right, left, back,
yeah.
front,
now,
jump.
there you go.
And then we do that.
And then another jump, and then boom.
Okay.
And then that's how you have to do. Okay, you think you got it, or you want to go practice one?
No, well, I mean, you film them both.
Okay,
ready?
ready?
Here we go.
1, 2, 3, go. Right, left, back.
Okay, hold on. Start again. Scratch it. Okay.
Right,
left, back,
front, jump, and then jump.
Okay, let's try it
ready?
again.
1, 2, 3, go. Right, left, back, front, jump. Hey, jump. Hey, there you go. There you go right there. She can dance, y'all. We put up to the test. Like,
it was a church dance. So a church dance team. So my very godly Christian mother knew that I loved to dance, and so she thought, I don't want her dancing out there in the world. So she started a Christian dance team that I got to lead.
Dang.
So that was fun, yeah.
Wow, that is
We did
fun.
a lot of Christian music, did it on an 8 count, and so made it
Wow,
work.
that's lovely. And you say your daughter, she's not even on TikTok or anything like that. She's
No,
too young.
she's 3.
Oh, yeah.
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 But she loves to dance. Tone deaf, so she can carry a tune.
Oh, so he can sing?
Yeah, not like he doesn't sing for a living or anything, but he can carry
But you can sing too.
No, they lowered my microphone.
Oh, yeah, I
remember?
forgot. I forgot.
Remember that they
I
thought
forgot.
I sang terrible. I have a big personality and I can get it going on stage, but when we start singing, just lower my mic. But I got a good energy on stage.
That's
so.
how you do it. That's all you need. As
It
long as you're
works.
entertainable and you're able to, show that, then you good. But what's your daughter's name?
Layla.
Layla.
Layla Elaine Cortez. So she's named after me and my late mom. My late mom's middle name was Elaine. So even though she's
Wow.
in heaven now, she gets a piece of me and my mom.
Hey, that's lovely. That's lovely right there. Believe it or not, I was a daycare teacher for 3, 4, 5-year-olds.
Okay.
Yeah, I was. A lot of people don't believe
That
that.
tracks because you got the big personality. I mean,
Yeah.
you just had a state representative dancing in the foyer.
Yeah,
so
that's how you do
I
it.
think that you can get anyone to do just about anything.
Hey,
Sovereign.
man, that's how you do it. But yes, I was a daycare teacher for about a year.
That tracks.
And I didn't know how to teach a class or teach a group of 4 and 5-year-olds. I said about 12. I think I had the biggest class. It's about the 12 to 15 kids, and I had to teach them all by myself and everything. And
But that's where it's at though, because kids don't lie. If you're boring, they're gonna yawn or be like, hey, have you seen the shark around here? Like something off topic. Doesn't matter what you're talking about. If you're boring, they let you know. And actually that's where me and now Mayor-elect Senna, we started off teaching when we were like 13 in Sunday school, and my class was the 4 and 5-year-olds. So if you can keep them entertained, you can keep anybody entertained.
yeah, for anybody, I do want to say for anybody watching right now that want to be able to not only just walk in your shoes but also be in your position, like, what do you have to tell them, and what do you have to say to inspire them to let them know that they can really do it?
Well, I think that you can't give up, regardless of what the first outcome is. If God has called you to do something and you know it inside of your heart, and you can go back to that moment in your life where you know God spoke to you and you know beyond the shadow of a doubt, that means you've got to fight and pursue it regardless of what happens in your first or initial outcome. Just like me, I lost my first time, but God had called me to it. And so I want to encourage you, if God has called you to do something with your life, that you fight for it, that you pursue it, and that you don't give up.
So no matter what fire we go through, no matter how many things are coming our way in our life and everything like that, we'll come out as gold. And you have to believe that. And I thank you for saying that, And so is there anything you got to say before we get out of here and we leave them and everything like that? What do you have to say to them?
Well, I'm also up for re-election. So in the June primary, vote Senna Cortez.
Hey, there you go right there. And like I always say, if you're watching this, I dropped it. I love you, but Jesus love you more, for sure.